You got a question, I've got an answer. 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Orit in Cincinnati, Ohio. Orit, how are you? Jamak. Hello.
Good afternoon, Brad. How are you?
Good afternoon. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing great.
What's going on?
Yeah, so just to give you a quick background, I received my OPT last year of June 16th.
Right.
And it just expired this past. I already got married 2 weeks ago. So I'm married to a U.S. citizen because I'm originally from Nassau, Bahamas.
Okay.
And I haven't filed as yet. So I'm just wanting to know, because I work with a company now, but I'm on a leave of absence because I was nervous on just working after my OPT expired.
Okay.
So I realized that I'm not in that status anymore. But I wanted to know, like, can I go back to work and, like, within the process, or do I have to wait until I file and get my work permit?
Well, my answer is this, okay? I would file, first of all, I would file an adjustment application immediately to get your work permit. The fact that you are working as an undocumented person in America, married to a U.S. citizen who is in the process of filing an adjustment of status application, will in zero way prevent you from getting a green card. All right, there's actually no penalty whatsoever being married to an American citizen, working undocumented to get your green card. If you're working and you have a social security number, your employer is paying your taxes, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Now, the liability is on your employer's part because they're hiring somebody in violation of their visa status. So they may choose to say, we're not going to hire you until you get a work permit. If they want to take that risk of hiring you before you get a work permit, they're risking, what are they risking? They're risking a fine.
Okay.
But it's no effect on you. So my advice is always, because I represent the person getting the green card, I don't represent the employer. I have nothing to do with the employer. So my advice is always, go work. My advice is always go work. Of course, you got to put food on the table.
Exactly, because I initiated me stop working because I was just nervous on what would come up during the interview process. But they didn't send me no email or anything.
No, go back. Okay, go back to work and file an adjustment.
Okay.
All right.
Yes. Thank you, Brad.
Okay. Let's go to Jojo in Skokie, Illinois. Jojo.
Yes. Hi. Good afternoon, attorney.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How about you, sir?
Good. What can I do to help you?
Yeah. I got approved for Form I-130, and then, but after I get my interview, I got denied for my 485.
Right.
So everything's in limbo right now because my work permit is expired, but I already got things like the Social Security and everything. I want to know do I still have a chance? Because I received a notice to appear, but this one, like I think, because of
why
COVID.
Was your I-130 denied? Tell me why.
It's the I-485 was denied.
Why was your I-485 denied?
It doesn't say in here, actually. Or
you filed an adjustment through your wife?
No, through my son.
Through your son. How old is your son?
24 right now.
And he's a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
How did you come to the United States?
I got here, I overstayed, but I'm tourist visa.
On a tourist visa. Where are you from?
Yes, sir. Philippines.
And have you ever been convicted of a crime?
No, sir.
So you and your son, he works? You got a decent affidavit of support?
Yeah, and I also got a help from a friend who co-sponsored me.
Was there any sort of misrepresentation issues on your part? Like you were ever caught in a lie or a fraud?
I guess because I have I have a fiance, and he's like we overlook the representation there that I am legally married but long time separated.
Okay, but that's not a fraud. What do you mean illegally married? I don't know what that means.
Like because on my application from the time that I applied for my visa in the Philippines for tourists, it was placed there single instead of married.
Aha!
Yeah.
Now we know why you were denied. Because you committed. Because they're alleging that you committed fraud in the visitor's visa application, where you said that you were married when in fact you were single. And,
but it was like really an honest mistake. I really
well, it may have been an honest mistake, but being married, claiming being married and claiming being single is a factor in whether or not to grant you a visa. And the reason is people who are married are more likely to return to their spouses. Single people have nothing to return home to. So it's more, when you get issued a visitor's visa, the consular officer at the embassy is making a determination, will you return to the Philippines? That's why let me finish my sentence, because I understand exactly what's going on, so I'll explain it to you. So when you go into the embassy and you claim you're married when in fact you are single, you're giving yourself a better opportunity to get the visitor's visa issued to you, because it is more likely that you will return to the Philippines as a married person than as a single person. So that is a big determining factor whether or not you would get a visa or not. So when you mark off, even in a honest mistake, and I don't know how honest mistake it was because people know what they're doing, but let's assume we take you on your word for it that it was an honest mistake, it is still a material misrepresentation of facts. You were single when you were when you claimed you were married, and that was a determining factor perhaps in whether you got that visitor's visa. So then everything you do after is fraud and misrepresentation. So when your son files for you years and years later, 10, 20 years later, whenever this may have happened, okay, when your son files for you, that misrepresentation follows you for life. And that's why your adjustment application was denied. And unfortunately, when a U.S. citizen's son or daughter over the age of 21 files for their mother and father, there's no waiver for misrepresentation in those applications. You can only get a waiver through a spouse or through a parent, which is why your adjustment application was denied, which is why you have what's called a notice to appear, and which is why you are now going to be in deportation once the courts open after COVID. So you're asking me, do you have a chance, not based on your son filing an adjustment for you, because there is no waiver available? Do you have other possibilities to win a deportation case? Absolutely. But it sounds like you really need help at this point. So hold on one second, okay? Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.